Hi again and welcome to the channel, and today I'm joined by Domenico.
Hi Craig.
Hopefully you saw my other videos out there about my predictions about 2020 and what I feel's kind of coming up using my psychic abilities.
Yeah, I actually saw that video. It's really interesting, and I saw that you spoke about politics, how the world is going to be in 2020. But have you thought about doing a video about the astrology in 2020? What every sign could expect by this new year?
Yeah, well, I think we can do something like that. This is called sun sign astrology. It started in the 1930s when people used it in the newspapers.
Almost 100 years old.
Yeah. So let's ask me a few questions.
Right, 2020 is not only a new year, but it's even a new decade.
Indeed.
God, it's going to be pretty fun to live.
Yeah.
Great time to be around. That's something that happens only once every 100 years. And we are not only in the new decade, we are in the new decade of the new century.
Yeah, indeed we are.
So it could be a pretty interesting point for astrology.
I think so.
And now, the most important sign of them all. Aquarius.
Aquarius, so, yes.
How's going to be our 2020?
2020 is good for us. It's fine. The planet's positions would give us fantastic energy. It's going to be a year. Well, we're pretty energetic normally, aren't we? But it's going to be enormous energy over this period of time. But the drawback, the negative, is that we can get overstressed. Now, you're Italian. You never get stressed, do you?
I'm just used to it.
So, no, it should be quite a good year. I'm looking forward to it. It's kind of an upgrading year for Aquarius. Anything you've been working on already will reach mega levels. Again, it's because you've got the energy. And it's how you or we or the viewer uses that energy to make good of things. So we've got the energy. Let's hope we have the money and we have the willpower to keep this going.
And how the planet look like?
Well, they don't look bad. Aquarius is a natural non-conformist, wouldn't you agree? Yeah. And Pluto influence will increase that non-conformity, really, through this year. So we're going to be more rebellious and non-conformist than ever. As I've said with the other signs, looking at this Jupiter in retrograde motion, it falls in Capricorn for us, and that's between the 15th of May and September the 13th. That will kind of make a person reevaluate friendships and things like that. It can make us decide to get rid of certain projects and start new ones. So it's kind of a bit of sorting out can go on in that period. We've got Mercury retrograde, and that's between the February the 17th and March the 10th. This can make the energies frustrated. This is why I say we've got to watch out for getting too tense, stressed out, because you're doing far too much. But we have the energy to do it as well. Mars is, when it goes retrograde, is in Aries. Aries. So this lasts for about 2 months, and again, this can also increase the stress levels. So it's important for us as Aquarians to use our energy wisely, not to burn ourselves out, basically.
So it's going to be full of energy here, but even full of stress.
Yes, ever different.
Sounds like a normal year to me.
Yeah.
How is going to be the money situation?
Well, money should go quite well for Aquarius, because with all this energy, it's possible to do quite well. It's kind of like in the Aquarian chart, this money has been the focus for a number of years. It's shown over the last 3 years, money has been something where Aquarius has had to put their focus more than love and relationships and career. It's earning money, saving money, making money. And now it should be at the point where things can be taken kind of upgraded a bit more. It can take things what you've been working on for 2 or 3 years can suddenly start to show results and success.
Great. So we might be able to buy our house finally.
Yeah,
and get a studio.
Yeah, and those two things are now, our patron that people can support and help to us to upgrade our world, of course.
And have our own studio where we can film and record more videos.
So we put a begging letter in amongst our door here. But the energy's there, and it should be a good year. Spring particularly is a good time when the energy starts to come. So it's earlier in the year than it is for some of the other signs we talked about here. Mm-hmm. The success should come earlier in the year. But again, like with everything, it's not just having the energy, it's knowing how to use it, how to focus it, get your, not to waste things, and to make hay while the sun shines, really. Well, the good aspects are there. Try to make something of one's life.
Interesting. So if you want to help us, we got the Patreon open. You can actually help us get the studio.
Yeah, and we hope to make this whole channel into something that already is becoming very popular, I know, but we hope to make it into something that really does stand out from all the other channels on the web, because I don't think anybody's really doing quite what we have in mind.
We want you people to participate with us.
Yeah.
We want you to be part of this channel.
Yeah.
Not only as a viewer, but as a proper contributor.
It's a bit like creating a bit of a movement, a bit like the things I wrote about in my book, Messages from the Universe, about when the Nadi said about you can do something that's really going to have an effect on the world. And the astrology for us this year hopefully will give us that energy, and with a bit of support from everyone else, we can take this into a new orbit.
New level. Oh, new orbit actually is better. And love life.
Well, love is pretty good for Aquarius during this year too. It's important because of all this energy that's going around in the sign that they also try to keep their feet on the ground a little bit when it comes to relationships. They could get very argumentative generally because the energy's high. So stability is important. You don't want to break friendships and relationships up because you just got so carried away with everything. Often an Aquarian needs a stable partner to keep them on the ground and stop them flying into the sun.
I can guarantee that.
So again, this energy could create a certain amount of moodiness sometimes, because often when you have high energy levels, you also will suddenly crash sometimes. Because the energy can also be expended very fast. So learning balance, trying to earth yourself at the same time as going with your enthusiasm, very difficult things to do simultaneously. But that's the way Aquarius will thrive in their emotional life as well. So positive time, because the energy's there to make a lot of laughter, a lot of fun, a lot of humor in a relationship.
So even for us Aquarius, it's going to be a great 2020.
It's a great year. Not really the year for making wedding plans, if someone's planning weddings for an Aquarians, because it's more a time when it's the enthusiasm and fun in the air, not so into the stability yet. Right. That's going to come later, probably in 2021 for Aquarius.
After we buy the house. The main expense.
Yeah.
Right then. Any special suggestion for our fellow Aquarius that are watching us?
Well, I say with Aquarius, just go with it. Enjoy the energy that you have in this period. Be an inspirer of other people, but also listen to others to keep your feet on the ground and not burn yourself out.
So this 2020 is going to be actually a good year for most of the signs.
Yeah. I think an interesting year generally, with some interesting numerology in it as well, because it's the 20th of the 2nd, 2020, and things like that coming up, which we can talk about another time. But yeah, I think an interesting time, and also as through the prediction videos, an interesting time politically, for example.
And people can see your 2020 prediction on the other video you've made.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, and there's lots going on there.
There's the link somewhere.
Somewhere up here or over there.
And these predictions were more general, these astrological predictions, this science prediction.
Yeah, I mean, this type of astrology we're doing now is sun sign astrology, they call it. So, but if you want to get something a little bit more in-depth and personalised for you, you can have a look on my website. You'll see it coming up on the screen here somewhere, for you can call my readers. They can give you a psychic reading, a clairvoyant reading, or a specifically astrological reading based entirely upon your date of birth and what you do. Just go to the website and call the numbers, and you can get a reading right now if you want.
Don't forget to subscribe on this channel.
Yep.
Click the bell so you will be notified for any new video that is coming up. And actually, you were telling me before that you are going to do a better astrological video per each sign.
More in depth.
Yeah,
a bit more in depth for each sign. And we might even later on start looking at some pet videos as well, I was thinking.
The pet astrology.
But some of that might be fun to do. We can get Boo in.
Yeah.
And what about your channel? Because you're doing this new thing when you've been filming all this with these cameras and things. And
yeah, if you are interested in making these videos, or if you are interested in photography, videography, filmmaking, you want to start your own YouTube channel. Well, I got my channel. The link is in the description. I'm the Italian Dad. It's pretty simple to find.
And it's fun and interesting. And you can see some of the bloopers we make sometimes and the things that go right and go wrong and how we do it.
And I show especially how you can make all these on a budget, on a really tight budget. Because not many people can go out and buy a £25,000 or $25,000 camera. But in my videos and in my channel, you will see how you can make these videos with less than £500 or less than $500. I already have a video on which camera to buy if you just want to start and spend less than $500 or £500 between the camera, the lens and the microphone. That will get you started. So just go down in the description for the link and subscribe to it.
And talking about budgets, you can help us if you become a patron of this site, because we're trying to do something really special with this channel, as we've already said. You know, we're trying to get our own studio and places where we can work and transmit all sorts of interesting stuff to you that have never been done on YouTube before. Something unique, a community of spiritually minded people working together.
And we're trying to help even children in need.
Indeed.
With the Patreon.
Yep.
So.
Yep. And then we do a lot of charitable work as well. And we'll keep you updated with that through the channel as well, through 2020. Well, thanks for joining us, folks. And do keep subscribing. And thank you for supporting us over 2019. And all of you, no matter what sign, do have a good 2020. Life is what you make it. It doesn't matter about the planets and stars. It's us that make the changes in the world and can make our life happy.
Happy New Year, people.
Happy New Year.
Ciao.
Bye.
My wife Jane and I do our public work for free. We raise money through the theatres to raise money for our Hamilton Parker Foundation. This is a not-for-profit company that is soon to be registered as a charity. Now, our work is going in to help with the objectives of this charity, but you can help us as well by becoming what we call a patron of this channel. Now, as a patron, you'll get, first of all sorts of really interesting benefits. You'll have a sort of behind the scenes look at what goes on with our work. You'll get videos before other people. You'll get new videos. You'll get all sorts of benefits that are explained in the Patron website, and it has various tiers that you can subscribe to. So you can subscribe to just a little bit and get a few benefits, or you can subscribe a lot and get a lot of benefits. And what this means is that we can raise some money through this channel. Now, this money's not going to me and Jane to give us a fancy lifestyle. This money is going into our foundation that has some fantastic objectives. Now, the first thing we want to do with the foundation is, first of all, get a cyber center together, a cyber temple, as it were, a place where we can introduce new people to you through this channel. So by supporting this channel and giving something to the as a patron, you will find that this channel will start to get better and better content with more and more interesting things going on. We'll be able to get the cameras, we'll be able to have the space, we'll be able to have the right setting where we can build the energy to do things such as mediumistic circles and so forth online. But also our work extends further than that, because we are hoping ultimately to build a spiritual center, a psychic ashram, as it were, where people like you can come to visit and take part in an interactive way through this channel as well. But also we are doing a lot of what we call spiritual service. We are going out and giving a large part of the income we generate to people in India who are destitute. We've given to schools, we've fed children that are in need, we've helped mentally handicapped people, we've given cows to old people in India. Some of all this you'd have seen in my movie Mystic Journey to India on Amazon. But all of this is part of our mission, part of our remit to help the world. Because we're not only trying to find our divine nature, we're also trying to live what we learn and express it in ways that are really beneficial to the world. So if you follow this channel, but more importantly, if you become a patron of this channel, you can help us to take this whole mission onto a much higher level than any psychic work has ever been done before.